What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to make one of these ice tub stands in less time than it's going to take me to smoke some chicken wings. Let's get it. All right, so before we get started, we're going to get the wings on the smoker. So what I'm using is Camp Chef Competition Blend Pellets with the Camp Chef DLX 24. I love this thing. The smoke flavor is on point. So on here, I usually cook these wings at about 400. We're not really gonna slow cook today because that'll take forever, but 400 degrees, gonna come out tasting like $1,000,000. But if you have the smoker, or if you're on the fence about getting a smoker, switching over from propane, I had a Napoleon, which I loved, and a tree fell on it, unfortunately. So I decided to get a smoker. Eventually I'll get another Napoleon, but tell me what you think, if you prefer a smoker or a grill, down in the comments. But there's all the wings. Wings are on. Let's build this thing. All right, so the first step to this is measuring your ice bucket. So you just want to measure the width and the length, and you're going to build your frame off of that. And it's just going to be a few simple cuts of some pressure treated 2x4s, and we're going to join it together with pocket hole screws. All right, so my ice bucket is 27 inches long and 14 inches wide. The height that I chose is going to be 27 as well. So for simplicity reasons, I'm just going to do 5 cuts at 27 inches long, and then we'll do the width after. So what I do with these, I always cut off the end so I know it's nice and level. Nice clean cut to start with, and I'll flip it and measure from there. Measure 27 inches. If you have a speed square, use it. You don't have to. Don't need to, don't. For the other 4, so once I make my first cut, I just sit this one, the clean cut on top, flush to the back, make a line, and then we just keep cutting. Helps them to all be the exact same when we're done. For whatever reason, I just keep with the first cut, just so I know it's consistent. All right, so those are our 5 27-inch, 1 long, 4 tall, and now we're gonna do the connectors. So the connectors for the width, the total width is 14.5. So I'm going to cut 2 9.5-inch pieces plus the center piece, which is 1.5 inches. That'll give us exactly 14.5. So we need 2 9.5-inch pieces. If you've never used a pocket hole jig, do not panic. I'm going to show you how to use it. So they come in different sizes, different shapes. I've had this one for a few years. It's one of the smaller ones, but I've made everything from an 8-foot kitchen table to an outdoor kitchen table, all different types of stuff. I've made with this particular one. So this is a Craig, and I don't even know if they sell this exact one anymore, but I'll put a link in the description to something similar if I can't find this one, because they update these things all the time. So basically what you need to do is find out the width of the wood that you're using. All right, so for a 2x4, this is gonna end up being 1.5 inches. So all you need to do is set 2 pieces to 1.5 inches. So this has all the measurements on it according to the size of wood that you're using. So for here, you see 1.5 inches where my thumb is. We push it up to this arrow, and you push both sides up to the arrow so they match. It'll give you a little snap in. So first step, done. The second step is your drill bit. So you want to put your drill bit to 1.5 inches as well, and it's all laid out. So if you just take your drill bit out, this is the one that comes with it, and you put it in, you just flush it to here, and then the slider you just put to the 1.5 inches, and then you tighten it with this Allen key. I can't do it because I'm holding the phone, but that's basically how you set your Craig jig up to put the holes into your 2x4s. So let me put this down, screw this tight, and then I'm going to show you how I'm using it. All right, so now that your pocket hole jig is set up, you're going to take your wood, and then you're going to set, this is, I don't even know what the part of this is called, but you're going to set this part up and butt it up against this end of the wood. Now when you're drilling, you're going to put this into your drill, and you're going into these holes here, and I'm going to show you what that creates. This is what you get. You get 2 holes where you're going to use specifically pocket hole screws to connect your wood this way. All right? So we'll finish up and do all of them. All right, so we only need to make pocket holes in the 2 9.5-inch pieces and 1 27-inch piece. But now's the time where you want to sand it. So sand all your pieces down. You can even take a router and router the ends if you really want to make it fancy. But let's sand this down real quick. All right, after you're all sanded down, you have the option, you can just button it together, but I'm gonna take it one step further to just give it a little cleaner finish. And I'm gonna just route the edges here and the tops so it doesn't look like I just slapped 2x4s together. So what I'm gonna do, you got a couple options. You can pick whatever you want. So you can use a round over bit to just round over the edges, make it smooth. I'm gonna use a chamfer bit. So this is gonna give us a 45-degree angle across all edges. So I'm gonna do that and see how it looks. So I want to show you what this created. See that finished edge? I did it across the top, the bottom, and the sides. Now what that's gonna do is make it look more finished. All right, so I'm gonna do the rest. You can see that. Boom, there it is. And then we'll start buttoning this thing up. All right, so we are all routed, looking good on our edges, nice and smooth. By the way, I only routed the 4 posts. I didn't do the internal core pieces because you're not really gonna see that on there. You can if you want, I didn't bother to do that. But now we're gonna attach our core basically with pocket hole screws. And to do that, we're gonna find the center of our long piece. So my piece is 27, we're gonna mark 13.5. in our pocket hole screws, we're going to center these as well, and we're going to screw together to make a little X. So 1.5 inches, so center of this is 3/4. We almost forgot to check on these wings. Intermission. So we're about 35-40 minutes in, and we're almost done. Let's see if we can beat these wings. All right, so you just line up your lines, and we're gonna put this together, and then we'll put the posts on. And always use the blue ones. So the blue ones are rated for outdoors. Silver ones are for indoors. So we're gonna put these together right now. All right, so we're measuring the depth of the ice bucket. It's right at 9 inches. The post for the frame is 27. Now I want to compensate for these handles. So I want the frame to sit right below so I can have my handles accessible. So I'm gonna add 1.5 inches so the posts fall right below this. Easy access to lift this out when you need to, if you need to refill ice, refill drinks, or whatever. So that's what I'm going with. It's gonna end up being 19.5. We're gonna make a mark, and that's where we're gonna join the core. Lock them in. Good job, baby. Good job, sweets. The pocket hole bit is too long to face the other way. So you want to do this into the leg first. So you want to take your 9.5-inch pieces and put it to 2 leg posts first, and then the middle long piece, or else your pocket hole bit will not fit. Now for the width pieces, you need 2 6.5-inch pieces. Ready? Fit check. Boom. Just throw some stain on it later on. Yep. These bad boys are done on the Camp Chef. Looking good. About to pull these off and eat them. But yep, the wings never really had a chance. Both came out great. Enjoy. Cheers. Thanks for watching.